Hi guys, how's it going? So, today is day 2 of me practicing Mr. Scary by Dokken. I'm pretty excited for it. You can already hear it pumping through my speakers. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to play it way better than I was yesterday. And yeah, we will see how it goes. I don't know how far we'll come today. But as I said, we will see. And with that being said, let's just dive right in. Okay, I can already tell it is way better than it was yesterday, and I can also already tell that the second part of the riff that I had difficulties yesterday with is way easier to play for me now, because the thing is, it is in my muscle memory now. I don't even have to fight it anymore. It is basically just coming out of my hand, so... Right, this is way better than it was yesterday, and I'm still playing downstrokes only, so I haven't made the transition to alternate picking yet to play this riff, because it is still hard to play. And my approach to this is, I first want to try to get it to the original speed as close as possible. We don't have to reach final speed yet, but I want to speed it up quite a bit. So I want to be able to play it fast, because that is what makes the riff fast, right? So this is the exciting part of it, because if that is missing, the riff is just, I don't know, let's just try it out. Let's just play it slow and see how it goes. I mean, it still sounds great because it is a good riff, but the thing is, if you speed it up, right, it becomes a completely different breed. Like, it is just, this is what this riff is all about, speed. So therefore, my goal number 1 is to reach speed, and I will sacrifice my picking technique for it. So we don't play alternate picking, just the downstrokes for now. And I also haven't made the transition, as you saw in the video yesterday. I actually transposed the riff. Let me get a cleaner sound here. Okay, so I actually transposed the riff from the 4th to the 5th string, because you usually play it like this. In the original it is played like this. And I transposed it to the 5th string, so it sounds like this. Sounds similar, but not the same. But the thing is, it is easier to play because you don't have to skip the 5th string when picking. And this is another very difficult thing to do. For me, playing downstrokes, it's okay, but alternate picking and string skipping and playing at speed is like a very hard thing to do. So there goes that. And I'm still, as I said, goal number 1 for me is to get up to speed. So I don't even bother with the alternate picking right now, and I also don't bother with the string skipping right now. I just want to focus on getting to speed, and until I'm there, I will just play my transposed version of it. Here's another very important part. The reason why this riff sounds so heavy is because it practices the pause. Like there's a effect to this whole section where you play. Like it sounds like, I don't know, something is falling from a cliff. Like it sounds intense. And then there comes this drop. Like those heavy muted strings. This is another very important part. A very important part of that riff to get your palm muting technique right? So the idea is, I'm pretty sure if you're here you know what palm muting is, but the idea is that you have to find the perfect balance between muting your string, which is like this, but this is too muted, and this is too ringy because it is open, but somewhere in between is this perfect sweet spot right there where you have this intense sound and also the articulation that is needed for the sound to come across if you use overdrive or heavy distortion. On that note, let's continue. Okay, now I'm warmed up, and with that being said, let's move to playing over a click track. Okay, so what I have here is Ableton Live, and I use it as my click track. I'm at around 150 right now, and we will see how it goes. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to focus on is to basically move my left hand as little as possible. So the idea is to just move your fingers a few millimeters above the strings, so that you don't have to travel a whole lot of distance to fret the note, right? So you don't want to do this. So the idea is you just keep your finger there, and then you are able to play it really fast. And my idea is to basically, yeah, develop the skill. My idea is to focus on playing loose, on basically playing as loose as possible. So I don't want my hands to cramp up, because when they cramp up you lose. So therefore we don't want cramps. And yeah, the idea is to just focus on playing it as loosely as possible. And if you manage to do this, you really have to put your mind into your hands, and you will feel if you have that connection going. I can vividly remember when I had it for the first time. You can really, basically it is like all of a sudden your mind is in your hands. It is super weird, and you have those you have this intense control over your muscles and your fingers and whatnot. So, and if you are there, if you are in the zone like that, then it is easy to basically focus on not moving your hand a lot. I can already feel how my hands are getting way looser. Like it was almost like I almost just didn't feel that I play the guitar. And if you're in the zone like that, if you're so focused on just becoming one with the guitar, then you can basically play these insane riffs. Yeah, on that note, let's speed it up. Let's go to one, I don't know, let's go to like 160. I think 160 is still, I can go faster. Let's go, I think I stopped at 170 yesterday. Let's try 170. Okay, this is faster, I can tell that. Okay, at this speed, at 170, just playing downstrokes, you have to really focus on not moving your pick like you really have to focus on not getting a whole lot of distance between your string and your pick, because if you do, you miss the beat. Like, you have to play really close at the string. I felt that right away, and I don't know if I'm sure I can go a little faster. Let's try to get faster, and once we are at, let's say, 180, I think I will make the transition then to try to slow down again to around 150 and try the alternate picking. Because if I get this down, everything will get so much easier. Because obviously, like, alternate picking is a way more economic picking technique than just playing downstrokes. Like, just playing downstrokes is way harder on your hand and on your endurance than it would be to just use the whole range of motion that your hand is doing anyways, right? Because when I play downstrokes, my hand is still doing upstrokes to come back to play the next downstroke. But I can use that motion to then play the upstroke. And the thing is, I don't know, let's don't overtalk this. Let's just go to 180 and try if I can make it happen. 180, especially the second part here, this part here, gets really sloppy. And I was expecting that, because as I said, this is the hard part from that riff, for me at least. I don't know if that's the same for anybody, but for me this is the hard part. And that's the let's say maximum BPM that I can play this riff using downstrokes at this moment in time. But yesterday I wasn't able to do it. I was able to play it around, I think it was 170, maybe 175, I don't know, but maybe 170. And I was messing up a lot, as you saw in the video yesterday, at that speed. So that is a good thing. Now let's dial this back to 150, and now I try to play the same riff using alternate picking, and we see how that goes. Okay, so this is a little bit surprising, because when I started today, I wasn't thinking that I was going to be able to play at 150 with alternate picking, because I already talked about this in the video yesterday. I'm still practicing alternate picking, and I don't know, sometimes it works perfectly, but there are other times and other riffs where I have huge struggles to play them with alternate picking. Let me give you an example. Like if we say like Bark at the Moon. Like I can play this pretty good with alternate picking, but this is not the same for any riff. For some kind of reason, some riffs are harder for me to play with alternate picking than Bark at the Moon. And this riff, Mr. Scary, was one of them, because yesterday, if we look back at the video, it worked kind of to play with alternate picking, but not like adjusted over the 150 BPM click track. So there is that. Maybe we can speed it up. And one thing I just discovered while playing with the alternate picking was on the first runs, I grabbed the pick like normal, like I didn't like clamp it down, like it wasn't like that, but I held it pretty firmly. But on the last run, I wasn't actually, like, it was like there was barely any contact between my fingers and the pick. Like the pick was like floating between my fingers, which was very interesting. And when I made the transition, I don't know if it comes across in the video, but when I made the transition, it became pretty manageable to play it at 150. Like it became noticeably easier, and that gave me the confidence that if I would manage to play over the, let's say, 160 BPM click track and still manage to like have this loose grip on the pick, then I'm pretty sure I'm able to do it. Like let's find out. Let's go to 160 and let's try to focus on the floating pick. It actually works. Okay, this is insane. This is very interesting because this is way different than I play Bark at the Moon. Like when I play, first, when I play Bark at the Moon, I have a pretty firm grip. Like I'm not cramping or anything. I trained hard to overcome that point where you like tense up when you play that fast. Like I trained very hard to get rid of this behavior and it worked. But I think right now I'm reaching the next level because I'm actually able to loosen my grip even further without dropping the pick and making it even easier to play faster, which is very, very cool and very interesting. Let's try to play the Bark at the Moon riff using that floating loose grip technique. Okay, let's first do it like I normally play it. Okay, so this is how I would normally play it. Let's try the loose grip technique. I have no idea what's going to happen. It actually is sloppier. So this is what I was talking about 5 minutes ago. I don't know what it is, but for some kind of reason, different riffs require different, let's say, pick grip when using the same picking technique, which is alternate picking. I don't know. I think I know the reason for that. The thing is, Bark at the Moon is basically chords. Like first of all, Bark at the Moon here is chords. We play like, and I think you have to overcome too much, first of all, strings, and second of all, tension, because you have you don't play one string, but 3 to 4 of them at the same time. So if you do this and not hold on to your pick, you will get either messy or drop the pick, which is my conclusion here. But on the Mr. Scary riff, we just play single strings. So this is the first observation. The second one is, the Mr. Scary riff is on the wound strings, so on the 6th, 5th and 4th string. And the Bark at the Moon riff is... Okay, so the Bark at the Moon riff is at the 5th, 4th, 3rd and 2nd string. So, yeah, I don't know. This is very interesting. So the 6th one is obviously way thicker than the first one, and the 4th one is way thinner than the 6th one. So it makes sense that it is easier to play the 4th, 3rd and 2nd string than it is to play the 6th string. But here's another very interesting observation, and that is that if you play fast, it is actually for me easier to, sometimes easier, not always, because Bark at the Moon runs, but sometimes it is easier for me to play thicker strings faster. I noticed that when trying my guitar, the red one I used in the video yesterday. It came with 9 to 42, I guess. Let's just say with the 9 string as the thinnest one, as the high E string, and I changed to my preferred strings, which are 10s, and it immediately became way easier for me to play fast, Bark at the Moon, to play the Bark at the Moon riff fast. So I think for me it is actually easier to play faster using thicker strings, because when you play it fast, it feels like the string needs less time to come back to its original position where you can then play it again. And it is crazy because it is almost like an accident. If you are so in the zone, you have some kind of weird, I don't even know how to call it, let's call it laser focus, where you can feel the most subtle things you can imagine. Like you literally, like it is like in your head, your string is vibrating in slow motion, and you just waiting for your pick to catch the string again, and you are so on the your mind is so on the fast lane that it is almost like you're on drugs. It's kind of hard to describe, like you move faster in time basically, and your mind moves faster in time and can make quicker decisions in that time, like when you're having an accident. I hope you never had an accident, but I once was involved in a motorbike accident where I was sitting at the back of my friend's bike, and we had a slide where we basically there was sand on the street, and we were driving a corner, and then the back wheel like drifted away from us, and we slided over the ground. And to this day I can remember the moment when it happened vividly. Like, it was crazy. It was like this, like we were driving, and the moment the rear wheel slipped, like my mind was getting into slow-mo motion, and I literally saw it in single frames. Like, it was crazy, like a I don't know, like a slow motion basically, like, I don't know, 240 frames a second or something. It was insane. It was like picture, frame, and we were getting closer to the ground each frame, and it was so intense that I actually had time to grab onto the bike. Like, it was like, as I said, like, we were moving faster in time, because I was able to literally grab the bike, and I was able to grab the bike because I saw it moving in slow motion, and then I was able to hold on to it before we hit the ground. And when we hit the ground, the clutch, which looks like a brake on a motorbike, was hitting the street, and actually there were, how's it called, sparks. Like, there were sparks hitting the glass of my helmet and bouncing away, and I saw them in slow motion. It was crazy. And then the clutch lever cracked in half and flew right away next to my head, and I saw all of it in slow motion. And it is basically actually very, very similar with the guitar if you play a very fast riff, because your mind gets like hyper fast, and you can basically shortcut the time, and you are moving faster in time, and you feel every it is crazy. It is so cool to describe actually. Like, every single time the string bounces back, it is like you are having more time to catch it because your mind is so dialed in. So let's test to play it at 170 using alternate picking. I'm super excited for it, because I think 170 or 80, what was the max speed I was able to play just using downstrokes? I don't recall it. Anyways, let's just try it. So this is 170. Very interesting, very interesting. It actually works. For your reference, I'm playing these Dunlop Gator. They have a Gator on them. Dunlop Gator grip USA 1.14 millimeters picks. And I usually like to play thin picks. This is not a thin pick. Like this, for my standards, this is a massive pick. I usually like to play exactly like Angus Young, Fender medium sized picks, Fender medium thick picks, and as you see, they are way bendier than the Gator grips, which actually don't bend at all. The funny thing is that yesterday I switched picks in the video, and I didn't talk about it, but I just did it. I just switched picks in the video, and Normally I'm able to play faster using these Fender medium thin picks, but yesterday I was faster to play the riff using the Gator grip with that loose gripping technique, which is very interesting. Yeah, let's try to play the same riff using the Fender pick and see how it goes, and see if I'm able to play it at the 170. Okay, let's switch back to the Gator. Okay, it is, for me, it is easier to play that riff with the Gator grip, so with the thicker pick. I don't know what thickness the medium, Fender medium is, probably I would say it is around 0.8, I guess, 0.8, because my thinnest picks are 0.5, which is super thin, but I love them. There was a time I was only playing these picks, but then I made the transition because I played a little more rock stuff and faster picking stuff. I made the transition to these Fender mediums and basically stick with them. But now I'm making the discovery that and only if I play the loose grip alternate picking technique, I'm actually faster using the Gator grips. If I don't play with the loose grip, I'm actually faster using the Fender medium pick, which is interesting. But in my perception, the loose grip technique is even better than the technique I had before, because there's like literally no resistance in my hand. Like it doesn't even feel like I'm getting tired, and this is obviously crazy and awesome. So we're definitely going to try to practice that more. So let's speed this up. Let's go to 180 and see if I can make it happen. By the way, just for reference, I think I tapped the original track at 220 yesterday. Okay, I think I can play it faster. Let's shoot for the moon. Let's go for the 200. Is this like 200? Sounds pretty similar, to be honest. Ah no, okay, it is faster. Let's see. Can I play it faster? Okay, now we have a new problem. I think my hand is not, this hand is not fast enough yet to keep up with the 200 BPM. But it seems like my picking hand actually is. I mean, it sounds very sloppy, but it is kind of possible. Okay, let me really get in the groove. Like let's just wing it. Okay, let's try the same using downstrokes and see if I can play the 200 just playing downstrokes. just for the sake of it, let's actually change guitars. I want to try to play the same 200 BPM on the red guitar used yesterday, because, excuse me, because the red guitar seems to have a wider neck. Like, it feels like there is more space in between each string when I move my hand around, and I think that allows for a little bit more, let's say, tolerance, like margin of error to hit the string. Like, let's see if I can play it at 200 with the alternate picking using the guitar with the wider neck. Okay, so we are back with the bad boy. Let's see how it goes. 200 BPM, let's go. Okay, it is way different. Okay, to make this happen, first of all we need to go back to like 180, because I'm not warm on this guitar. Like, this neck is way different and the whole playability is actually way different. Therefore, let's just warm ourselves up here. Okay, I'm noticing something very interesting. Actually, the action on that guitar is higher than on my blue one, which is crazy because this is supposed to be the shredding guitar. The thing is, this guitar is brand new. I just got it and I did some light TLC on it, but nothing major. And I think I have to figure out how to get the strings low, because the action is too high on that guitar. Maybe it's the neck relief, but I think it is actually the neck relief. I don't know if you're... okay, I think I figured it out. I think you have to lower the whole tram system, right? Okay, I don't know, I have to figure this out. Let's go. Okay, let's switch back to the other guitar. Okay, so back with the other guitar, let's just try the 180 again. Jesus, it is so different. Okay. I think I'm done for today. Like, this hand is getting really tired. Actually, because of that already talked about loose grip pick technique I discovered today in this video, this hand is actually not tired at all. But this hand is getting like really weird. Like, almost like it is falling asleep. I don't know. I think this is enough for today. And on that note, I'm going to end it here. This was pretty successful because we were able to speed it up quite a bit, and also incorporate that alternate picking at least at around one, let's say, I'm pretty sure I'm able to pull it off at 150 BPM, because this was just what I played over was 180 BPM, so 150 should be fine. On that note, thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow in the next one on day number 3. Until then, bye bye, peace out.